when we talk about like traditional approaches, because they've been mostly and primarily centered around just the discovery piece, right? A lot of what they talk about in terms of the unknown is this concept of shadow IT, right? These assets that are spun up that they're not aware of, especially during the IoT craze. That was really the buzzword around IoT. Is like, oh, you plug in a fridge on your network, a smart fridge, and now you've got this internet connected device on your attack surface. But really, I think over time, that's become less and less of an issue as people start to get a handle and start to get better tooling. But one area that I think is less addressed and is this sort of idea of shadow exposure. And to explain what that is, right, is, if you think about shadow IT as being stuff that you don't know about, we're talking about large, widely deployed applications, systems, frameworks, vendor products that you deploy in your attack surface. And people get a little bit confused as why we call that shadow exposure, because they know about those assets because they spend millions of dollars on them, and they run RFP processes and they go through procurement and all that kind of jazz. So they know that those assets are there and those systems are there and part of their attack surface. But what they don't have good visibility into is the actual exposure that those systems and those assets are introducing into their attack surface. And that's sort of a really unique perspective that's enabled by the security research team that we have at AssetNote. And so what we're doing as we build out and as we have our sort of real-time exposure monitoring as part of that, we are looking at customers' attack surfaces. We are understanding what these widely deployed systems are, and we are proactively identifying threats and exposures and vulnerabilities inside those applications and those systems, so that we can be on the forefront of really uncovering and shining a light on that shadow exposure that exists across the attack surface.